Practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary as we are all unique and different. Basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business, and some people will make no money at all. The earnings of an Empower Network affiliate will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work effort, commitment, leadership capabilities, and market conditions. Common sense would suggest that in most opportunities one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. Empower Network does not guarantee any level of income or your success. To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.empowernetwork.com/income.php.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to tonight's Empower Hour call. I want to welcome each and every one of you who are on the call with us all over the country and probably throughout the world. My name is Peter Sorensen, and I have tonight's honor and privilege of introducing tonight's speaker and trainer on the call tonight, who is someone who's actually become a good friend of mine and really mentor in this business and previous businesses over the last several years, and has assisted me in creating a lot of success personally, and it's someone that I've really looked up to. And tonight, this individual, some of you who may know him and his story, some of you may not, but I've got to introduce the opportunity to share with you guys a couple of minutes just to share with you more about this person, this leader, this internet marketer, this entrepreneur, a great friend, an amazing husband and dad of two young kids, and my good friend of mine, Chris Record. And for those of you that don't know Chris or his story, I'll just take a couple of minutes with you to share his story briefly. Chris is someone that I actually got to know over the last several years. He's become a good friend and mentor of mine, and I've seen Chris literally, over the last year, couple of years especially, while working a 60 to 80-hour-a-week corporate job, raising two kids in diapers, one of which who has special needs, and maybe, Chris will share more about that story with you on the call tonight. But amongst all that, amongst the challenges of time and raising a young family and being a husband and working a corporate job 60-plus hours a week, despite those challenges and circumstances, I've literally seen Chris, generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in his businesses, on a very part-time basis. And one of the things Chris has mastered is how to be effective, how to be efficient, to be able to get more done in less time so you can build a business while also having a life and spending time with family, the ones you love. And, I've had the opportunity to personally learn from Chris, mentored by him, and he's helped me tremendously personally. The guy is actually, I've gotten the opportunity to get on a call with him or get on some chats and been at times in my business where he really helped me to have a paradigm shift. So I want to challenge each and every single one of you guys who's on the call tonight to be open to receiving some information, to take notes, to have a pen and a notepad, take notes, and be open to receiving the information that Chris is going to share with you because, of course, in life and in business, there are no guarantees, but I can tell you for me personally that what Chris has shared with me and what I've learned from him of not only the mindset as well as the marketing strategies I've applied in my business, and I've literally had breakthrough results over this last 12 months or so. In fact, I had an opportunity to move down to Costa Rica and be at times in my business where learning some strategies and some principles from Chris, I applied them, and I've literally had back-to-back $20,000 months in my online business, and I've even had days as high as $13,000 in income in a single day. And it's just been an incredible opportunity to learn from this guy, someone that I look up to tremendously, someone that is a heart-centered entrepreneur, someone that really is passionate about making a difference in other people's lives, providing massive value, providing tons of nuts and bolts training that people can apply to any business, this business or any other business, online and even offline, to really make an impact in their lives, their businesses, and just create massive success while really enjoying life. So, you guys, I want to be the proud person to introduce and welcome to the call a good friend of mine, business partner and mentor, Mr. Chris Record. Chris, are you there?
I'm here, Peter. Can you hear me all right?
I can, man. Take it away. The call is yours.
Yeah, thanks for that introduction, Peter. I always appreciate it. And just want to congratulate everybody for getting out here on the call tonight. I'm very, very honored, and I feel blessed to be able to, share my story, to be able to offer some training tips and some value. and be able to offer all that to you tonight. So, yeah, I just really hope that everybody here is excited and ready to be able to learn some awesome stuff. And, you know, it's always, I love to serve. I love to get out there in whatever project I'm working on, whoever I'm working on with, I love to serve. Let me take my headset out here. I got a text that was kind of quiet. Let me jump on and see if that improves it. But, you know, I love to serve. I love to help out. I love to, you know, change lives if I can, impact people. And take Peter Sorensen, for example. It's been so awesome to be able to watch someone like Peter to be able to go from just starting out as an internet marketer, learning from the ground up as somebody with no tech skills, somebody with really not much experience online. In fact, it's so funny because it took the guy like 9 months to even write his first blog post online, just thinking about it, doing stuff, but yet be able to watch this guy be able to generate a substantial six-figure income, have the time freedom to go out there and live his dreams and his passions and travel the world and do stuff with family and live at just the next level. And it's exciting to be able to watch those breakthroughs. So if there's even just one person that I can touch on this call today, if there's even simply one person that gets something different, that has a breakthrough because of today's call, then it will be absolutely worth it. So with that being said, my name's Chris Record. Some of you may know a little bit about me from the Empower Network. And maybe there's a lot of new people on the call tonight, have no clue who I am. I haven't spoken on an Empower Hour call in quite a while. And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into a little bit of my story, a little bit about some lessons I've learned that have helped me to be a successful entrepreneur. But before I do, I want to make sure I let everybody here know today's call is going to be a little bit different. We're definitely going to do some training, but one thing that I love to do is train people no matter what your background is, right? So even if you're just somebody listening in on tonight's call, maybe you have absolutely nothing to do with the Empower Network, you're just, you know, wanting to get some extra training, some extra knowledge, some extra wisdom. Hey, if I can share some stuff that will help you have more success in your business or help you create a better lifestyle for yourself and for your family or help give you some ideas about creating some extra income online, whatever it is, or even just mindset changes or personal development, it's open for everybody. What I love about these weekly calls is that you can just start jumping on them. Now, of course, we always want to, you know, get people going, but you could just start gaining from this value, gaining from what we're going to teach you here, okay? So it's going to be filled with those kind of nuggets. Now, before I get into those, and I got a lot of bullet points here, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 35 years old. I live in Northern California. As Peter said, I am married, and I have two awesome kids. Both of them are boys. My youngest son, Raiden, their names are Raiden and Reston. And for those of you guys out there that maybe played video games growing up, you may know the name Raiden from a popular video game. And I actually just thought it was just totally cool to name my son that, so I went with it. And he just turned 1 year old. He just had his first birthday just last week. So I'm very excited. The kid is awesome. I love it. I just love being a dad. I love my kids. My other son will be turning 3 years old at the end of the year. So I've got a 1 and a 3-year-old. Definitely got my hands full. And like Peter said, for all of last year, the year before, and even the beginning part of this year, I was also working a full-time corporate job while basically building my internet marketing empire. Let's call it an empire. Heck, even if you're just getting started today as an internet marketer, guess what? You're building an empire, aren't you? So basically, what we've done is figured out a way to be able to empower people to literally be able to learn strategies that they can do stuff part-time online to make extra money, right? So that's why we're all here. So I got excited about that. I got excited about the opportunity to, on the side of my corporate job, on the side of being a dad, on the side of a busy life, that maybe I could tinker around on the internet for like an hour a day and create some income. I've always been passionate about the internet for many years. And there's been years where I've made good money online, but there's also been years where I've been so broke, it was just scary. And so anyways, I got started, last year, really got started and really turned it up part-time and have been able to create just fantastic results. I don't need to go into numbers. We've all heard all these big numbers and stuff like that, but it's just been amazing. Let's just say our family's been completely blessed. But the real part of the story that got crazy was this year. The reason maybe you haven't heard me on an Empower Hour call for a while is this year everything changed. I literally it started off being like the best year of my life. I mean, my income, I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars. My family life, I got these amazing kids. My work life, I got tons and tons of stock options in a company that can make me potentially millions of dollars. My health was great. Was in great. All this kind of stuff was going great, okay? But stuff happens, doesn't it? Stuff happens at the craziest times in our lives. So earlier this year, my 2-year-old son actually got diagnosed with severe autism. Okay, he got diagnosed with severe autism. Kind of came as a shock at first, as it does here that have special needs children. Maybe anybody else that's dealt with special needs children. It definitely shook me up a little bit. It really got me thinking, you know what? I'm a teacher. I'm a coach by nature. I want to get in there and I want to help my son more. I want to get in there and do more. I want to somehow help him have breakthroughs. I want to help him keep going. I want to help him learn. And it was scary for me to watch my amazing son start sort of digressing backwards, start going from having a whole bunch of words to suddenly not speaking at all. He went to the point where when I'd hold him up in front of me, he wouldn't even make eye contact with me. His eyes would dart other directions. He got to the point where he used to run up and give me huge hugs and would call me Papa, to the point where he would just kind of avoid me and kind of go in the corner. He would avoid everybody. And suddenly he wouldn't play with kids anymore, and he got antisocial. And I'll tell you, for somebody if anybody on this call has gone through a situation like that, it could take a lot out of you to watch this child that you absolutely love, and they don't even mean to do it, but suddenly they just kind of get into their own little world, and suddenly they're just totally changed on you overnight. So that's what happened literally at the beginning of this year. So right when everything was amazing, that happened. Well, to make matters a little bit worse, things fell apart at the exact same time with the corporation that I was working with. I had been working for several years with this company to build up the stock to do all this stuff, and without getting into the long details of it, things didn't work out. When it was all said and done, ended up walking away from the company, ended up losing that huge opportunity for all of that potential stock that I could have had if I had stayed there. And it could have potentially been millions of dollars. Hey, maybe one year I'll look back and actually maybe I'll look back and go, how crazy that was to have passed up on something like that. And part of it was because I needed to spend more time with my kid. And that job was so pressing that there would be weeks that I'd work 100 hours a week. And sometimes you got to make the tough decisions in life. And at that moment, I made the tough decision that I wanted to be a full-time dad, and I needed to make things work. I needed to make it work. Well, this is why it's so important, right, to build the well before you need the water. But what happened is when I parted ways with that company, what made the transition smooth was that my internet marketing business was generating a six-figure income, mostly residual. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it just doesn't even sound real that I'm sitting here building something an hour a day. First of all, that doesn't even seem real. When I hear other people say that, it doesn't even sound real to me. But I was sitting here building a business an hour a day, sometimes 2 hours a day, from home, and I was basically building the well before I needed the water, right? And then when everything kind of broke down and got crazy, at least my finances were in order enough to get me through that transition. Now, I'm not saying I was the richest guy or whatever. I'm just saying they were in order enough where I didn't have to go out and look for another job, okay? I didn't have to go through a period of being unemployed for several years. I didn't have to go through all of this stuff because of what I had done, of what I had learned from Empower Network. I had gone through all of the training that Empower Network offers. I mean, literally, I get on these calls, I get on the webinars, I get on the Hangouts, I soak that stuff up, and then go out there and put it into action in my own business, right? I go out there and I come up with concepts and I go market them online. I mean, I've done several very, very cool, exciting things with the knowledge, right? So, and that's why you're here. You're also getting the knowledge. You're listening to this. Most of you probably listening to it live. Some of you will be listening to it as a recording. And it'll be, this is the power, that you hear stories that resonate. You get to see other people succeeding, and you get that hope to be able to make it happen. Okay? And that's exactly what I'm here to do today. I'm here to pay that forward. I'm here to help you out in your life. I built that well before I needed the water, and sure enough, when I least expected it, when I thought everything was perfect, was actually when everything hit the fan. Everything hit the fan all at once. On top of all of that, we also had my wife's father passed away. He died, and he was like the patriarch of the family, right? And that was a major, major, major issue as well. Okay? So all of this was happening together. All of this was happening at the same exact time. And the reality is, if you build it before you need it, it's going to make the difference. And so some of you are taking your time. Some of you are preparing. Some of you are spending so much time, studying. But you got to take massive action, and you got to start right now, because you don't know how soon it's going to be when you're going to need this. You don't know how soon it's going to be when you're going to need the extra income. You don't know how soon it's going to be when you're going to need the extra time. You don't know how soon it's going to be when something dramatic is going to happen in your family. You don't know. For instance, my parents, like my mom. Well, my mom is in a position where she can no longer work a job, and she doesn't have enough retirement saved up to be able to help her out. So I'm in a position to be able to cover those bills for her. If I wasn't there to be able to cover those bills, I don't even know what she would do, right? You don't know when you're going to need to support a family member. You don't know when you're going to have something that just comes on your heart. Maybe God calls it. Maybe it just gets placed there. Maybe in your day-to-day activities you just feel compelled to do something. You want to be ready to be able to do that. And the way to be able to do that, the way to put yourself in that position, is to build that well. It's to build that well now, okay? So that's what today's call is going to be about. I'm going to share with you some mindset, some tips, some strategies, some concepts, some different ideas that I have about how you can position yourself, about how you can literally set yourself up with a significant income online. Hopefully, sky's the limit, right? Some people make no money. Some people make a little bit of money. Some people make a lot of money. Some people make an exorbitant amount of money. But the cool thing is, as entrepreneurs, we get to choose which group we want to be in. Maybe you start small, or maybe you go big, right? But I'm going to share with you some concepts. But the most important concept that I can share with you is mindset. Because the one universal truth is that everything is going to, the one universal truth is that everything, it ends up in problems, right? Everything turns into problems. Your problems only get bigger. I heard a multimillionaire tell me that once. He said, Chris, you want to go out there and create a huge income? You know what you need to do? Go out there and create some huge problems. For those of you taking notes, you might even want to write that down. It says, here, let me actually tell you this, because this was such a powerful thing in my life. Chris, you want to go out there and make huge income, just create huge success in your life? Go out there and create huge problems. Because what happens is when you get problems, the way that you deal with those problems and the way that you overcome them is going to define your ability to have success, a.k.a. your successability, right? It's going to define your ability to have massive success. Because the one universal truth is that we all have problems, and most of them are going to be unexpected. Things are just going to happen, right? Maybe you're struggling to pay the bills and getting by, and the next thing you know, your car breaks down, and it just adds insult to injury, right? And it puts you in this crazy position. Whatever it is, or maybe your child gets diagnosed with a disease, or maybe a family member dies, or whatever it is, right? So what are you going to do in those moments? How are you going to be able to rebound? How are you going to be able to overcome that? How are you going to deal with the problems that you have? If you don't have that foundation in order, it really doesn't matter what I teach you in a module. It doesn't matter what you learn. The how-to doesn't matter, because as soon as you hit a major bump in the road, it's going to throw you completely off track. So the first and most important thing that you need to learn to be a successful online marketer is, how are you going to deal with adversity when you're right smack dab in the face of it? What are you going to do? Okay? That is the universal truth. Now, let me give you a couple of analogies, okay? This guy said, you want to go out there and create problems, because the bigger your problems are, the more that you have to rise to the occasion, the more that you have to grow outside of your comfort zone in order to solve those problems. And what happens is that growth that happens inside of you prepares you for even bigger problems, but at the same time, it makes your current problems seem like nothing. You're going to stop dwelling on the day-to-day stuff. You're going to stop dwelling on the little things. All the problems in your life right now are going to feel, on a scale of 1 to 10, they're going to feel like a 1. They're going to feel like a 1, because you're dealing with other problems that are like a 10, right? So it helps you. Go out there and get problems. Okay, let's put this into perspective. Okay, I went and worked out at the gym today. Okay, so the gym's on my mind, and I just got back from the gym actually before this call. And let's talk about this for a second. When I go to the gym, and here I am, I'm trying to get back in shape after having taken a hiatus with kids and all that for a while. And so I just can't lift the same weight that I used to be able to lift, right? It's going to take me a little while to get back there. So let's say I go in, and let's say I bench press, let's say 150 pounds or whatever. Okay, well, that feels heavy. That's going to feel heavy. Well, 6 months from now, 150 pounds is going to feel like nothing, right? Be benching whatever, 250 pounds. Now, it's an unfathomable weight that I'm going to be benching 6 months from now. And when I go, I'll be doing the 150 is just actually I'm doing 150s as the warm-up right now, so it's a great example. You'll be doing those as your warm-up. You'll be doing that as your literally your warm-up act will be that bar. Now here's the analogy. So what happens? What happens? Does the bar get lighter 6 months from now? See, let's make the analogy that the bar is your problems. Does the bar get lighter 6 months from now? Or do you get stronger? And your strength makes the bar feel lighter, right? The bar does not physically get lighter. The bar actually gets heavier. Your problems do not get lighter. Your problems actually get heavier. But what happens is that you build muscle. Every time you overcome a problem, you're building this ability to overcome. You're building this ability to conquer. You're building your inner game, your mental game. Just like when you're lifting weights, you're getting stronger. Then suddenly you can lift very, very heavy weights with the same ability you used to lift light weights. And that's where you want to get. You want to get to that point in your life where all of these hurdles and objections and situations and circumstances in your life, you're going to be able to overcome them, okay? That's step one. Now, it requires a lot of mindset. It's inner game stuff. But when you can master that part, of the game, then now you have a foundation to build upon. Now we can start teaching you principles to actually go out there and actually attack this thing. We can teach you principles to go out there and set up your own business. Okay, so mindset is the key. The second part of mindset is what I like to call reframing. Reframing is the way that's going to help you to be able to overcome everything. Let's call it putting everything in a proper perspective, okay? A lot of times when you're dwelling on a problem that's like a 1 out of 10 on the scale of what you're capable of handling, what happens is that we get caught up on these little things, and we make them seem like big things, right? And we have the wrong attitude about them. Well, in situations like that, what you want to do is you want to reframe it. You want to reposition it so that you don't give away your power. You want to keep your power. You want to keep your abundance. You want to keep your happiness and positivity. You got to be able to reframe. Okay, let me give you an example. When my son got diagnosed with autism, okay, that was a shocking thing in my life. Well, one of the ways that I reframed that was I started looking at this from a very, very different perspective. You know, for some of you that don't know me very well on the call, my faith, my background, my faith, I'm a Christian, which is it doesn't really matter anything because we accept all different types of people in our community, every different type of race, religion, anything. We accept everybody, every different demographic. We love it. But for me personally, my personal thing is that's my faith, right? Well, so when I want to reframe things, I pull from that power. That's just what works for me, right? Maybe it's not even a religious thing for you. Maybe it's just a faith-based thing, or maybe it's maybe it's just you appealing to the universe or whatever works for you, okay? For me, as a Christian, I look at that, I go, you know what? How is this a blessing in my life? Let me look to see how I'm actually blessed by this situation. Let me put those pair of glasses on. How is this a blessing? And for me, that blessing was, you know what? If this child is going to come into this world and have this situation, have this severe autism, well, I feel like that I was blessed with the opportunity. I feel like God blessed me with the opportunity to take care of this child. I'm capable. I'm passionate. Our family is tight. We have the time. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. She's got every single day, all day to be able to be there. I'm a stay-at-home dad because I'm an internet marketer, so I've got all day, every day to be able to be there and work around his schedule. We've got the financial ability to be able to take care of him. We're able to get we've hired a lot of additional help outside of what any insurance would cover. Every single day, 40 hours a week, we have tutors and therapists at our house working hands-on with him, having amazing progress and being able to watch that. So what I did was I reframed it. And I said, let's make the best out of the situation. Let me look at how I'm blessed, not how I'm cursed. Let me look at how life is great, not how life is bad, right? Let me put a different spin on this. Now, that's just one example. But if you can learn to apply this to the foundation of everything in your life, everything starts changing. You start becoming a different person. You start radiating with positivity. You stop looking for the flaws in people. You stop looking for the flaws in things. You stop looking for the flaws and what's wrong with everything, and you go out there and you just create abundance. You look at what's right with everything. And the more that you focus on abundance, the more that you focus on positivity, what happens is you're focused in the right direction, okay? So I could talk for another hour about mindset, but that's not the whole call. I just wanted to start with my story, share with you a little bit more about that. And look, it's not going to go away. I don't by any means feel like this is the end of my problems. And I want to share with you that that's not a bad thing. And it's not negative thinking. What it is, you're building the well before you need the water. Prepare yourself for the unexpected. Prepare yourself for things that are going to happen that you don't even know about. Just get out there and make sure that you're ready when the time comes. That's what's going to be important. That's setting yourself up and your financial future up, okay? That's a skill set you want to have. Now, I've come a long ways. I've come a long ways with that attitude. I wasn't great when I started. Like, I don't cuss. That's something about me. I don't cuss. It's funny, actually, being with Empower Network because, Dave and Dave curse freely. But I'm not offended by it at all because guess what? I'm not judgmental, and I accept all types of people. So if somebody were to be offended by that, it's like, hey, why are you so judgmental? Let them be who they are. You be who you are. So it's kind of fun being like completely opposite here. A Christian doesn't cuss, doesn't do that. It's kind of really cool being in that community where that is kind of like the outsider in the community. It's very, very interesting. But I wasn't always like that. When I was around 21 years old, I got my first chance to be a public speaker, and I got in front of a stage of people, about 50 people in the room. I did my speech, and there was like crickets in the room. And I didn't realize that I had cussed like maybe 5 or 6 times in there. I didn't even know that I had. But that's the language that I had back then. I guess I was like a sailor or something. The language I had, I was just dropping bombs all over the place without even knowing it because it was speaking unconsciously. I was just speaking with the flow of whatever came out. Well, that room that I spoke to probably wasn't the best room to drop a couple little curse words to. Okay, and when I thought the talk was great, and when I watched the recording of it, I got a little knot in my stomach. So at that point, that's what actually caused me to stop cursing, was seeing a video of myself and realizing how much I did it, how I had a lack of vocabulary. So I went out there and created a new vocabulary. So you see, it's a progress. It's a steady journey, right? That was like 14 years ago, and it's a steady journey. So start today on this journey of improving things. Now, that doesn't mean you got to quit cussing. Hey, some people love to curse. So one of my favorite speakers out there is Anthony Robbins, and he uses cursing in a way that's actually extremely effective communication. He uses it at the right point, at the right time to get the right message across. I find that fascinating. And also, I'm a believer in being transparent, just being who you are. I'm a kid who grew up in Santa Cruz, California as a skateboarder. At one point, I was sponsored by Santa Cruz Skateboards, and I grew up, in a surfer skater town. I lived in a little 250 square foot studio, and actually had a roommate in there to make matters worse. Lived in a tiny little town, just grew up broke. Just I didn't have no jobs paid enough money to be even rent a place, right? So I just grew up broke. My mom was on welfare and Section 8, and we lived on food stamps and all this different stuff. So I had a taste of what all that was like, and I wanted to change it. I wanted to go out there and create entrepreneurship. And it took me years. Heck, it took me like 5 or 6 years to really be able of working full-time trying to crack that entrepreneurship code to finally get it. And when I did, I realized there's certain principles that are going to make you successful. There's just certain principles that are going to do it. Okay, I want to share one with you right now. This is going to be one of the first main principles that really transitioned me from being a guy who was busy all the time but not making money to a guy who suddenly started being less busy and started making more money. Okay, the first big principle was that I focused on income-producing activities. Okay, so if you're taking notes, write this down. IPA, income-producing activity. And what I would do is instead of just doing a task, I started realizing, in fact, let me frame this correctly. I started realizing that I was super, 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 super busy all the time. I had no time for anything. One of my best friends that I was in business with back in the day, George Bailey, he would be doing things like, he had a girlfriend, they'd like go to like Lake Tahoe, and they'd be traveling, and they'd be going and doing this and doing that, and I would be getting mad at him, saying, how on earth can you do all that right now? Well, we're in the middle of so much work. I mean, we're busy, busy, busy. How can you do that? Right? And I realized back then I wanted my dream so bad, I was willing to work every single day, an hour, every single day, 7 days a week to go get it. but I found myself busy, and I felt like I was running around a tree all day but not actually getting anywhere. It wasn't until I focused on income-producing activities that ever changed. What I did was I looked at the activities that I did in a day. Okay, I started keeping track, and there were specific activities that actually produced income, and then there were specific activities that really kept me really, really busy, but I knew without a doubt I wasn't actually making income doing it. So I made a very gutsy move to change my strategy completely. I started focusing. I made a list of all the tasks I was doing. I started circling the ones that were income-producing activities, and I started crossing off the ones that weren't. Not all of them. You got to do some non-income producing activities, but I just started my transition. I started saying, what are the actual activities that are going to make me the most money? Now, it's not all about money, but money was the indicator of success I was looking at. Money was what was going to allow me to quit my job. Money was what was going to allow me to be able to invest back in my business. That's the indicator I chose to use. Okay, so I started realizing in a given day, I would work about 15 hours as an entrepreneur, okay, and only about 2 hours of that, or maybe only one, would be activities that actually made me money. The majority of the time, I would sit around reading stuff and studying stuff, and I would sit around going to meetings, and I would go do things, and I would go meet with people, and I would get on the phone and talk with people, and I would brainstorm stuff, and I would write a whole bunch of stuff down, and I had like 17 business plans at the time. Hey, I know some of you listening can relate to what I'm talking about right now. I know for a fact. Some of you right now, if you open up your notepad, you got like 17 different business plans, don't you? The thing is that it's all exciting. That's all growth. It's all awesome. But the question is, was I actually earning income from any of those things? So what was happening was I was busy. I was super busy every single day. I was super loyal. I was super busy. With what I was doing, I never missed anything. I was at everything. But I wasn't making money. And that was the key. Now, for income-producing activities, it was simple. Let me give you an example of what I might do as an income-producing activity right now, okay? An income-producing activity, what I would do is I would think backwards. I would learn to work backwards. Where do I make money from? Where is my source of money in my business, okay? If you're marketing a business right now that you gather customers, if you're selling to customers, or if you have some sort of a business that you're recruiting people into, or if you have some sort of business where you're doing some sort of investment stuff, whatever it is, where does your money come from? Look at the source of your incoming revenue, right? And then you can usually pinpoint exactly where that revenue is coming from, where most of your sales generated. Now, when you figure out sales, when you actually look at that, you go, okay, what is it where am I finding these people for these sales? Like, where are these leads coming from? And then you go back to your leads and you go, okay, what traffic is it that's generating these leads? So now you're all the way back on your traffic, right? So you work backwards. You go sales, that goes to leads, that goes to traffic, right? So you start working backwards, and suddenly the light bulb goes off, and you can pinpoint exactly where your focus needs to be if your goal is making money, okay? If you did it forwards, it would be traffic, leads, sales. But if you do it backwards, it's sales, leads, traffic. And now you can get there and go, oh, my gosh, this exact traffic or these exact type of leads is what's going to make me money. So what I did was early on in my business, I formed something called the 3 C's of marketing. The 3 C's, you can write these down. The first C was create, the second C was capture, and the third C was convert. Okay? Create, capture, convert. For me, I like to simplify things to a point where I can understand them, to a point where I can remember them. So for me, the 3 C's really help me. Here's how I defined my income-producing activities. This is it. It's an IPA, it's an income-producing activity if it's one of the 3 C's. And here's what the 3 C's are. Creating traffic, capturing leads, converting sales. Creating traffic, capturing leads, converting sales. Those are the 3 C's of marketing. So I'd look at myself, I'd look at my agenda for the day, I'd look at my task. Is what I'm doing, is it creating traffic? The right type of traffic too, not just random traffic, the type that converts, right? Is it creating traffic? And is what I'm doing, is it capturing leads? And is what I'm doing, is it converting sales? And that's what I would do. I would focus on that. Now, if you're brand new in business and you don't have any sales, sure, it's going to be hard to look back and identify where your sales are coming from because you got none. So if you're brand new, you can model after other people. Go find other people in your niche, in your industry, that are successful, that are making sales, and learn to identify where their sales are coming from and model after them. Right? In this industry, there's one of the greatest forms of flattery is like plagiarism, right? I'm not saying to copy people exactly, but model after them. Success leaves clues. You should write that down. Success leaves clues. You want to model after people. Okay? So get this. So if I had no sales right now, I would find somebody, okay? And I would basically find, okay, here's somebody who's creating a six-figure income in the industry I want to be in. Let me look at exactly what they're doing. Let me study it from the outside, and let me look at where this is what they're selling. Okay, where's that? Where are these leads coming from? Where's this traffic coming from? You know how I'm going to do that? Usually, this is what I do. I usually go through their process, or I go through their funnel. I usually become a student of them. I either look and see if I can get mentorship from them, or I at least go through their process. Maybe if they have an opt-in list, I'll opt into their list. I'll start studying their emails, or maybe what I'll do is I'll go to Google and I'll start looking at like how their pages are indexed in the search engines, or I'll look at any ads that they're running, and I'll look at their sales page. If I find somebody successful, I'm going to model after them. And that's if I don't have sales. Now, if you actually have sales, then what you want to do is you want to go look at your actual sales, and you want to be real with yourself. A lot of times we think that our sales come from somewhere, and because we want to convince ourselves that we like doing that activity. Like it's kind of weird like that. We're humans. We can't. Our nature. We can't avoid it. When really our sales might be coming from somewhere else totally different. Okay. For me personally, the vast majority of my business really came from. It's really 5 places, but we'll break it down to like 3 places instead. I mean, the number one source of pretty much all my business has been Facebook. And Facebook has 1 billion users. It's incredibly easy to connect with people for free on there. I can make friends and I can connect with them. I can network with people. I can build fan pages and I can build up huge audiences there. I can do advertising if I want. I can do ads on the right sidebar. You can even do ads right in the news feeds. I mean, there's like 1 billion people on there, and it's just incredibly simple to target your market there, right? It's not necessarily incredibly simple to make a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. It took me a learning curve, but that's what's worked for me. Facebook has been my biggest. I mean, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars from Facebook as a primary source. Okay. The second source for me has been blogging. Now, when I say blogging, I don't mean blogging. I want to make sure and even actually when I say Facebook, I don't even make Facebook. Let me get one thing very, very, very clear. Okay. I mean income-producing activities on Facebook. I mean income-producing activities when I'm blogging, right? Facebook can be also can actually draw you away from your business the most. I mean, if you're the type of person that goes on Facebook and you're getting ready to do something, but then you get sucked into the news feed and you want to see what's new with your friends, and you just find yourself aimlessly drifting down the news feed and scrolling through, and 10 minutes passes and you don't even know what happened. If you're that type of a person, then maybe Facebook's not a good solution for you. What I'm talking about is being very, very effective, knowing that I'm going to take an hour away from my children to do something and being extremely effective in that hour. If I'm going to take time away from my kids, then I better do good with that time. And I don't know what's going to drive you to overcome the bad habits, but Facebook can be a very bad habit, right? If you do it right, if you focus on income-producing activities there, you can make this thing happen, okay? And literally, it's as stupid simple as this sounds. I made my first 6 figures on Facebook doing one simple activity. I would literally go and search and find people that were my target market for the product I was selling, okay? And I would literally either add them as a friend or reach out to them with a personal message, and I would simply start a conversation and start networking with them in private chat, in the email messenger. And after a few conversations, getting to know them a little bit, I would pitch them, and it wouldn't be like a in-your-face spam style pitch. It would be very tailored. It would be something that I've actually found out a little bit about them, so I know how to be able to tailor my presentation to meet their needs. And this can work with any product. Heck, I could start selling soap and vitamins if I wanted right now, and I could probably make 6 figures on Facebook doing it. At least I believe I can. It kind of works with any product out there, okay? I could be selling model airplanes and do the same thing, right? There's plenty of people out there that like model airplanes. And I could go and I could identify them and find them, and I could have conversations with them about it, and then I could show them that I actually have a website that offers model airplane tips, and then I could get them to be a subscriber on that website, and then I could email them and give them an amazing offer for a model airplane product that teaches them whatever. And I know that I've got a source to create traffic, I've got a source to capture leads, and now I have a source to convert sales. Hey, will you look at that? We look at that. See, it works with anything. Now, Facebook was my primary source. My secondary source was blogging, and blogging was interesting. See, a lot of people think blogging is writing a bunch of articles. I never looked at it that way. Writing a bunch of articles to me felt like running around a tree all day, right? That felt like busy work, and I had already learned my lesson early on that busy work's not good. So when I talk about blogging, what I really mean is I write a post with a specific purpose, very, very, very specific purpose, and then I go out there and promote the post. So when I mean blogging, I actually mean blog promotion. It doesn't matter how amazing your post is if nobody sees it. It doesn't matter how amazing your content is. So I'd get out there and I would literally have a very, very specific intention with every single thing that I did. All right, let me give you a very good example of that, okay? One thing that I did was I knew that this could work with anything. But I'm trying to keep this generic so anybody that's listening in right now can gain some value from this, okay? Anybody at all. It doesn't matter what background you are. It doesn't matter what your company or niche, anything, right? Let's focus here. Let's have this work with anything. In the current thing I was promoting, okay, I knew that most of my sales, when I worked backwards, most of my sales, the vast majority of my sales were coming from email. And I studied it and thought, wow, when I really looked at it, when I really actually looked at it, most of my sales were coming from email. So I was emailing out opportunities for people to buy what it was that I was selling, and that's where I got the best conversions was through email. So I knew, number one, I had to get a lot of people on my list. I had to get them to opt into my email list. And number two, they had to be targeted for my offer. I didn't want to just get a bunch of random people on my list. I want to get targeted people. Now go back to that model airplane analogy, right? If I build a list of, business opportunity seekers, it's not going to convert really well when I start emailing them about model airplanes, right? So I've got to look and I've got to write down what is my target market, and I've got to go out and find that target market. So what I would do is I knew emails was what it was. So in the blog post, I knew I had to convert that visitor, that viewer, into a subscriber. That was an income-producing activity for me. Now, writing a blog post was a quick way for me to lose money, okay? It might be a great way to develop a habit if you're the kind of person that does not have a good habit of doing stuff daily. Sure, it might take a little bit of practice, but I like doing things with specific intention. And maybe some of you need to hear this right now. Maybe some of you are entrepreneurs, and you've been doing things kind of scattered, okay? We're going to call you the scatteredpreneur, okay? You do a whole lot of things, but it's very scattered. I like to do things very, very focused, okay? So here's an example, okay, is I knew that I wanted to get someone to the blog post, and then I wanted to convert them to a lead. So there's two things that were going on there. The first part, because I'm working backwards, is to focus on what's going to convert them to a lead. That's the first part. So really, what is going to convert them to a lead? Now, let's use the model plane industry. Since I've just made that up on the spot, it's not in any notes, and I don't even know if that's how big that industry is. What I actually am not even a model plane enthusiast whatsoever, so it's really awkward for me to use this as an example. But maybe I should be using golf as an example. That would be easy. But we'll use model planes. It's fun. What I would probably do is have a free giveaway. A free giveaway would be my call to action. I would look and I would say, what is it that a model plane fan would want? What's a free giveaway I could give them, right? And I would basically have some sort of a free offer, some sort of something that's going to compel them to want to subscribe to the list, something I could send them by email, some type of a free offer, maybe an ebook, maybe they get to watch a video or a series of videos, So it might be 21 ways to do this, or 101 different websites for this, or 10 little tricks for this, or whatever it is. And if you're you could just write up a quick little ebook. Some people think that's hard, but here, quick little nugget for those of you a little bit technical. This one right here has just made me be able to do this over and over. You're going to love the fact you hung on the call this long just for this little nugget. Here's how I've made the vast majority of all my ebooks out there. I write a blog post about that's the ebook. So like 21 ways or 10 ways or 15 ways or whatever about the topic. I write a blog post. I save it. And then I go to a site called printfriendly.com. I go to printfriendly.com, and then I enter the URL right there and press go. And what it does is it turns your blog post into a PDF document. Go to printfriendly.com and then press go, and it lets you quickly edit it. You can take out little parts of it. So you can go in there and you can really easily delete little sections of the blog post, and it basically turns it into a nice little PDF, perfect, and then I save. And now I've got a PDF document. Then I go to a site called Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and I pay $5 for somebody to make me an ebook cover. And I just tell them, hey, can you make me an ebook cover? Here's the PDF document. Can you just make me an ebook cover for this? And that's $5. And just like that, voila. That simplistic little strategy is how I've made like most of my ebooks. And it's silly simple, isn't it? It's crazy how simplistic things get when you stop sweating the small stuff and just get focused on activities. So I'd create an offer, and then I would tell people, hey, click here if you'd like 21 ways to do this, or click here if you'd like a PDF with 101 ways to do that. Okay. Another way to create an offer would be a video or a series of videos, and that's very, very easy to do. Just create a PowerPoint slide, and let's say 10 slides. Let's say you have 10 things about your niche that you're going to give away for free. You just create a PowerPoint slide with those 10 things. That's it. 10 PowerPoint slides. That's what I mean. 10 PowerPoint slides. Make the font really big. You can go find some free graphics if you want to spice it up a little bit. And there you go. And then what you do is you use a screen recorder, plenty of them online, or Google Hangout if you wanted. That's free, right? You use a screen recorder, and then you pop up the first image, and you talk about it for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You just babble on about it. Well, not babble. I mean, create some value. Don't get me wrong, but just like this. I'm not scripted here. I'm just sharing from my heart about this stuff. You just share about the topic. Whatever topic it is that you share about it, and then you end. And then you go to the next one. And you share about it, then you end. You go to the next one. Now you have a video. That video might be an hour long even. If you have 10 things, right, and each one's 5 minutes or so, might be an hour long. You have an option. You can either give them the free training, or you can edit that into 10 videos. That's, again, very easy to do. Very easy these days with modern technology, chopping up a video, or going on a site like Fiverr, or going on a site like odesk.com, the letter O and the word desk.com, going on these sites and paying someone for a service like that. Hey, can you make this into 10 videos? I mean, that's like a $10 service these days. I mean, come on. For literally like $15, you have a full-blown free giveaway, okay? And you could have a PDF, or you can have an ebook, or guess what? You could have videos, or you could even just have somebody else's giveaway, okay? If you don't want to do any of that, you're way too lazy, you just want to just do something right now, you can use somebody else's stuff, okay? The point being, you have a free giveaway. Now, that is an income-producing activity, is a trade. It's just a fair trade, right? I'm going to give you this content for free. Just tell me where to send it. What is your best email address? I'll send it there. Okay? And it's pretty simple. You get an email marketing account, and when people subscribe, you set it up so that, boom, they get that in their email. Okay? Super, super, super simplistic. Okay? And if you're brand new and this is your first ever internet marketing call, yeah, maybe it'll take you listening to this a few times, but the vast majority of people on this call are capable of at least understanding that. On a simplistic point, you've just created an offer for people to give you their information. So now sales, in that situation, sales come from email by being an effective communicator to them, so you need to get people on your email. How do you do that? You give them an offer, something free. Write a blog post, turn it into a PDF, get an ebook cover, boom. Show them that graphic, say, hey, click here, and you can get all this. Now, you put that on the bottom of your blog post. Now you have a way to capture leads, the second C. That is an income-producing activity. Okay? Now, let's talk about the other part of the blog post, the actual content. Okay? This is where I've made, gosh, me and Arthur Tubman, my friend Hurricane Arthur Tubman, who again is a great, that's where I learned a lot of my Facebook stuff from that guy. I got to give him props for a second. Me and him were discussing this the other day, that like, holy crap, like I generated like 10,000 leads from blogging. You know, it's like, that's just free. Like, how crazy is that? You know, of course I pay a little bit of money for hosting, like $25 a month for hosting, whatever, but you look at that and just go, what? That is crazy. I mean, it's beyond crazy, right? And it's because my conversion rate was high from visitor to opt-in. Now, not every post, but, you know, the ones I wanted to make it high. And here's why. Let's say, now I'm going to make this even more perfect, okay? Let's use golf as an example because I'm more familiar with it. If my product I was selling was a golf product, okay, maybe what I would do is I would go and I would research like a ton of golf tips. Okay, maybe I love numbers like 101. What I'd probably do is like formulate a list and see if I can get up to, see if I can get all the way up to 101 golf tips. 101 ways to fix your golf game and hopefully start breaking 80 or breaking, you know, whatever. That's what a lot of golfers want to do is break 80, okay? So I go and I basically find all these golf tips from the web. I write a blog post about it. That might take me even a whole day. So whatever. I mean, you spend 2 or 3 hours writing that post. Convert it to a PDF, boom. And now I got the PDF document, okay? And now I got my free giveaway, you know? Hey, how would you like, for free, how would you like this PDF document with 101 ways that you can fix your golf game and break 80, you know? And it could even have some notes like, you know, like 10 ways to fix your slice, 10 ways to make more putts, 10 ways to, you know, get your approach shots closer to the pin, whatever. See, clearly I know more about golf than model airplanes. But anyways, that I find 101 ways. Now, the reason I'm sharing that is that might be my free giveaway, but watch what I do with my content. Every single blog article could be one of those ways. Every single blog article could be a golf tip. What I could do is I could just go find, literally, check this out. You want to talk about simplicity? I can just go find YouTube videos now on YouTube of people that are giving golf tips, and I can just embed that video on my blog, real simple, boom, embed it on my blog, and then just write a quick little review. I'll change the title, I'll change the description, and I'll write like just a little, I'll change it up so it's unique. You don't want to just copy. I change it up so it's unique. And I would say, you know, hey, today's tip, you know, here's a great way to, you know, add 10 yards or 20 yards to your drives, okay? And then underneath I'll say, you know, hey, a lot of us are looking to be able to get more distance on our drives. Well, in this video, Mr. John Doe for such and such golf course talks about this strategy, boom, 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 blah, 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 blah. Check it out, you know, boom, okay. That's just a simple title and a couple simple descriptions. Now, guess what? Underneath that is my call to action. Hey, if you enjoyed this tip, you should download this absolutely free document of 101 ways to improve your golf game and break 80. Now, I got a little PDF cover. I got my little call to action. You know, click here to download that. Okay, and then it just goes to a simple lead capture page, which again are really easy to make, and people on Fiverr can make them. There's software tools that can make them. I mean, we're talking. We love being in today's industry because the stuff is out there. It just exists. It's really easy, and you capture a lead and you mail them that ebook. Okay, it's really that simple. It's literally that simple. Now what I'm doing is I have articles that are all about golf. Okay, and I have a call to action that's all about golf. And now I'm getting people on my email list where I can sell them whatever my golf-related product is, okay? Now that's capturing leads, converting sales. Now I've got all this content. I've got hundreds of tips because I can – actually, you want to be straight up about this? I could find 1,000 golf tip videos right now. I could find 1,000. I could literally be finding like a different golf video, 10 golf videos a day. I mean, there's just that one strategy I just shared you. I've got enough content to have a simple activity every day for the next 3 months, okay, with a very specific purpose. Now I'm not just a wandering, scattered-preneur. I've actually got a specific purpose. Or take it a little bit further. Maybe you actually make the YouTube videos yourself, okay? If it's something that you're interested in, instead of using other people's YouTube videos, this is a great opportunity to make your own because now you're double dipping. Let me teach you the double dipping method. It's really fun. Double dipping is where you actually get traffic from the largest search engine in the world and the second largest search engine in the world. The largest is Google. The second largest is YouTube. People don't even realize that. So if you actually make your own videos, right? If you're doing a topic where you can actually make your own videos on it, same thing. Let's say you're a golfer, so you're out at the golf course or whatever, and you just do a little video. Hey, today's video I want to show you, how I was able to fix my slides or whatever, right? Here's a tip on this. Okay, here's a putting tip. If you're skilled at something, or if you're not skilled at something, just do a PowerPoint slide. Just do a PowerPoint about it. I mean, that works. You don't even have to have your face on video. Just serve some value. And now what you do is you upload the video to YouTube and then embed it on your blog. Now you're double dipping. People can find your post in the search engines, and they can find your post on YouTube. And it's very simple. At the end of your video on YouTube, it's this simple. At the end of every video, you just say, hey, if you've really enjoyed this golf tip, click the link in the description below, because I've got a PDF where you can get 101 golf tips, and it's absolutely free. Just check it out. I think you'll find a lot of value in it. Now your video has a call to action on it. People are going to be able to find you in YouTube, and that's going to be a steady stream of traffic over the next, I'm getting traffic still from things I did back in 2009. Okay? So you're going to have a steady flow of never-ending traffic there if you do it right, and you'll get better over time. But that's called the double dipping method. Make your own YouTube videos and then embed them on your blog. Okay? So anyways, that's content. That is where you're going to create the content. But here's where people get confused. With that income-producing activity, creating content does not produce money. Okay? Creating traffic does. Like look at this. Did I say create content, capture leads, convert sales? No. I said create traffic. A lot of people focus on creating a ton of content. They go and make a lot of posts and videos and stuff, but they're not getting any traffic. I actually was talking with a gal the other day. She's done like dozens and dozens of videos on YouTube. She does like 1 to 2 a day, every single day. But her videos are averaging like 3 or 4 views each. Okay? Well, if you're getting 4 views on a video, the most leads you're probably going to get from that is 1 at the most, 0 to 1. And if those 4 views are, 3 of your own and 1 from your mom, well, you're probably not going to get any leads, right? So creating traffic is the last of the 3 C's, the last of the income-producing activity here, okay? Is if you're creating content, it's not an income-producing activity. It's a tool. That's why I do it, but I'm quick with it. If I'm creating content, man, I try to spend, I used to spend an hour or less writing a blog post, usually half an hour. Now, the blogging tools that are available to us these days make everything so much faster. It's like, heck, I'll spend less than 5 minutes doing a blog post now. I love it. I call it speed blogging. I just go find, in that case, I'd go find a golf video, I'd embed it, I'd write a new title and a new description, something that is more SEO optimized, something that people are searching for in the search engines. So instead of saying like my golf story, I would title it, 5 creative ways to fix your golf slice and hit the ball straighter, tips to hit the ball straighter. That would be a better title than my golf swing. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's all. I just retitle it and then write a little description and then put the call to action. Now, how do you create traffic? Now, this is where people get really confused. Yeah, this is the number one thing. Creating traffic is where it all begins. You work your way backwards. So you've got to have a strategy, and it can't just be any traffic. It has to be your target market. So you've got to start to figure out, well, guess what? Where do golfers, where do they hang out online? Like how can I get to them? So let's talk about that for a second. If you're good enough at, titling your articles, that'll help. Your articles will drift around in Google. Some people will probably find you over time. It's a game you got to learn. SEO is a game you got to learn, but that's a great way. YouTube, same thing. If you learn to title your articles with really good keywords, stuff like that, it'll help. But both of those tools, if you really want to get your articles listed, you've got to get social media promotion on them. Social media promotion, okay? You've really got to fire up those videos and fire up those articles by putting them in social media. And that's what's really going to happen. And I'm not just talking a post on your Facebook account. On my Facebook account, some of my friends are golfers. I have about 5,000 friends on my Facebook account, which, by the way, you should all have. At some point, get to that number. You want to have a big audience. You want to be successful online. You get there over time. But just because I have a few friends that are golfers, that's a mixed message. If I'm posting golf videos every day on my profile, it's kind of odd. So what I would probably do is I would form a golf group. I'd form a golf fan page. I'd learn how to target golfers. There's ways these days that you can create a topic on almost anything on a Facebook fan page, and you can buy fans for like a penny a piece. I've done this numerous times. When I first started, I sucked. I was buying them for like 10 cents a piece, running Facebook ads. But I got better. I got training. My buddy Hurricane Arthur Tubman really helped me out there. That guy, like I said, I got to give him props because he helped me take my cost from 10 cents per like all the way down to a penny per like. So now, if this golf example, I could build up a golf fan page, and then I could go out there and spend, let's say, $500, and I could go get, let's say 50,000 fans that are people that all like golf. Simple. By target market, I'd say like, hey, who likes Tiger Woods? Okay, I'll advertise to them. Who likes Phil Mickelson? Boom, I'll advertise to them. Who likes Bubba Watson? Boom, I'll advertise to them. Or who likes Augusta National Golf Course? There you go, advertise to them, right? Or who likes Titleist? So I'll be looking at, who likes these celebrities, or who likes these brands, or who likes these places that all have to do with that topic, like golf. And then what I'll do is I'll go out there, and I'll target. That'll be my target market. I'll advertise to those interests. And look, I'm not going to kid you here. It does take a little bit of practice, okay? And you got to start small. But I'll just run these little minor campaigns, $5 a day. What could go wrong? If I suck, I'm out $5 or $10. I look at it like, hey, this is a great way to drive targeted traffic. So I'll get all these people. I'll build a fan page of let's say a golf fan page of 10,000, 20,000 fans. 50,000, 100,000 fans. Now I'll have a place where every single day I'll post my blog posts in there. Every single day I'll post my videos in there. You see, now I have an audience that's a target audience, and I'm serving them with value, and I'll get a whole bunch of commentary on that, okay? Because they're real fans. Don't go to like other countries and just buy fans. Okay? That's the quickest way to have no engagement. You'll post something, and nobody will do anything with it. Get real fans. And you don't have to buy them. There's other ways to do it. I'm just giving you an example, okay? So that's what I'll do. In this example, in golf or model airplanes or whatever, that's pretty much the kind of strategy that I will use in something like that, is I will work backwards and find a way to create traffic. My traffic will come from social media, from a targeted audience. I'll drive them to those golf blog posts that have a call to action, and a certain percentage of them will convert. And sometimes I'll drive them right to the conversion page. So let me show you an example, okay? For those of you that are following along, let's say I have a golf fan page. Maybe like I Love Golf, or maybe like, something golf fan club, or maybe I target an area like, California or some state or something, whatever it is, okay? Or maybe I target a person, like fans of whoever golfer, okay, whatever it is. I get a golf fan page. Now, the kind of posts I'm going to put in there are going to be things like funny viral pictures. People love those. You go find hilarious, funny pictures that have to do with golf, let's say. You go find them, and you share them on the fan page. Well, what happens is that those people laugh about it. They hit the share button because they want to share it on their wall. Then their friends see it. And then their friends come over to your page, and they like it. So when you share funny viral stuff, you're going to get a lot more likes for free. All right? Your page is going to keep growing nonstop. That's one type of post. Another type of post you want to do is videos. People love watching videos because they can do it right there on Facebook. So you could post your YouTube videos directly right there on Facebook. Okay, another type of post is blog articles. You can post blog articles. Make sure you use a really good thumbnail when you post it. Make sure you use a good thumbnail, something that gets people to want to click on it, and those should go right back to your blog where you have a call to action. See, your YouTube video, if they watch it, it has a call to action, and your blog post, if they watch it, it has a call to action. Very, very cool. So you got pictures, you got videos, you got blog posts, and there's also, you could do things like questions. Ask them, hey, who's your favorite golfer? Or ask them, if there was a one-on-one match between Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, who would you want to win? You just get people all riled up on whatever the topic is, right? So you've got this, in that example, what I just showed you was a way to create traffic, capture leads, and convert sales. Whether your traffic, you fuel the traffic from social media, now Google sees that your website is popular. So Google starts ranking your website better. And YouTube sees that your videos are popular. So YouTube starts ranking your videos better. So now you're getting traffic from not only the Facebook fan page, but you're also getting free traffic from Google and free traffic from YouTube. Heck, throw Pinterest in there if you want. Throw Pinterest in there. Take all those funny viral pictures and pictures of golfers, throw it on Pinterest, and have all that stuff go back to your blog. right? Very, very cool stuff you could do there. So that's where traffic comes from. That's my strategy. And you could also do paid traffic, don't get me wrong, but I drive that traffic into these pages, create traffic, capture leads, convert sales. And when I'm sending out these emails, I'm delivering value, so it'll be like value, 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 and then I'll offer them a product. You know, hey, here's an offer, whatever that final product is. You know, hey, here's an offer. Join this membership club. It's $50 a month. You know, for golfers. You know, here's what you get every single month. Or buy this product. It's $97, and here's all the stuff you get every single month. Right? If you're in a recruiting opportunity, it's like, hey, you know, watch this. You know, through the email, you pitch them, and it's like, hey, join my business. Here, watch this video. You know, whatever it is, you sell them something. That's where the sales come from, is this effective communication. I learned that early on in one of the product modules in Empower Network. I studied people like Tony Rush, who taught that sales come from effective communication. I studied people like Aaron Rashkin, who taught me how to segment my list, who taught me how to, you know, segment all the different parts of my list. You know, I studied people like Tracy Walker, who taught me how to build a community and culture in everything that I'm doing. See, I'm studying these amazing people that are part of this Empower Network community and going through all the products, and that's where I'm learning how to sharpen my saw and how to get better, right? And then I'm going out there and applying this information, and it works for any business. You know, this knowledge is, I call it recession-proof knowledge. When you have the right knowledge of how to make money, you're recession-proof. I call it unemployment-proof knowledge, right? God forbid something happens with your career, your job, like it did for me. If you've got this kind of knowledge, you could be building up a substantial income on the side. And here's what I love about it. When I was working a full-time job, that income was being reinvested back into a business because I was able to live off of my job income. I was able to reinvest back into my business to make that income grow and be able to create multiple streams, to be able to create a larger revenue. You know, it's been fantastic with information that I learned through the modules in Empower Network, with information I learned from the leaders in Empower Network. I could go on for a while about all the awesome stuff. And it's not just online. A lot of these offers could also be run offline. One of my good friends in Chuck Marshall taught me in a module that I went through. I mean, you know, a lot of these people, you know, I basically study them. I study success. Success leaves clues. You know, here's a guy, Chuck Marshall, who he's got a background like he recruits people for opportunities, right? Like an executive kind of recruiter. He recruits people into opportunities, and one of his main strategies was, you know, magazine advertising and direct mail. I mean, where he would literally, you go down to the bookstore and you pull open these magazines, like these work from home magazines or these home business magazines, and there he is, and like every single one of them with a full page ad. You know, in one of the modules, he taught me how to be able to do things like run direct mail ads. Well, now how would that be effective? I could take that same golf offer, that same campaign to sell whatever my golf-related products are, and now I could actually go buy a list of golfers. There's lists for sale out there where I could buy physical addresses, and I could actually do a mailing campaign to reach the doorstep of people. And when people get that in the mail, if you do it right, which Chuck, you know, it took him a while to do it right, but once he did it right, you can actually target these people. Or how to advertise effectively in a golf magazine. See, now you're going directly to your target market to create traffic. You know, if I'm thinking, hey, where do golfers hang out? Where do they hang out? What groups are they in? I want to join those groups. What fan pages are they in? I want to join those fan pages. I want to create my own groups and fan pages. What magazines do they read? I want to advertise in there. What websites what websites are they in? I want to advertise there. I mean, heck, take something like a company called BuySellAds.com. BuySellAds.com. You could literally go in there and you could type in the word golf. Hey, for some of you that are listening, you're in front of your computer. I mean, feel free to do it even right now. You could type in golf or type in any word, real estate or, I don't know, whatever your niche is, right? And it brings up a lot of websites that you can advertise on. And you can basically, you know, put a banner on their site and pay them whatever, like $25 a month to have a banner. That's an example. There's an example. That's where traffic comes from. Well, what about this idea? You go to these magazines. Well, guess what? Every single one of these golf magazines has a website, doesn't it? Go to the website. Contact them. Say, hey, do you guys have advertisers? And work out a deal with them. let me give you like a creative idea. Here's a creative idea. Call it the signature ad or the PS line ad. You pitch it to them. They don't even offer it. You go to them and you say, hey, what if I buy, I'll pay you to sponsor an email, okay, or 2 or 3 or 5 emails, and here's what it'll be. You write up your normal email to your visitors, and then at the end, say PS, PS if you're looking for this, or PS, whatever. There's your offer. PS, for those of you that are interested in, there's a great PDF on 101 tips to improve your golf game and break 80. For those of you that are interested in the document, it's completely free. Click here to get it. And then boom, you can actually buy a little PS line like that. And you'd be amazed at how cheap they'll do something like that for, right? Or bundle it. Say, hey, I'll buy 10 emails for this amount, or I'll test one, and if there's a good ratio from that, then I'll buy a bunch. You see what I'm saying? You get creative. You figure out ways. And this is if I had to summarize it, here's what I love. For whatever unknown reason in the universe, right, whether it's God's will or whether it's just the law of the universe and just attraction, Empower Network itself has attracted some of the highest caliber talent in the industry, people that know these amazing strategies, real simple stuff like some of the stuff I'm teaching here on today's call, all the way up to very, very specific strategies with breaking down numbers, showing you, peeling back the curtain and showing you everything. That's why this company has grown so much. That's why there's so much activity. That's why there's so much buzz about it. That's why you're here on this call, or that's why you're listening to the recording, or that's why you're in a module right now, right? It's because the value that you get here, it surpasses so much stuff out there, and you're able to go out there and truly create success. With just what I've taught you here, create traffic, capture leads, convert sales, it's unlimited. It's unlimited. So what do you do with this? Let's put this in a practical application for you. Let's get very, very real right now. What I want you to do is I want you to write a list, going backwards, work backwards, write it down. Where do your sales come from? Where do your leads come from? Where does your traffic come from? I want you to write a list of ways that you can create traffic. And then wherever you're driving that traffic to, I want you to make sure you have a very good call to action to convert those leads. And then once you get all those leads, I want to make sure you have a very effective way to sell those leads. Drive them to a sales page. Sell somebody else's stuff. Or create your own stuff to sell, whatever it is. If you master those 3 C's and you spend your time in those income-producing activities, that's how you're going to create wealth. That's how you're going to create wealth. And it could work in any industry. Some of you might be really good at playing guitar. Well, guess what? There's people like me that I can't play guitar for the life of me, but one day I might get interested in learning how to play guitar. Am I going to find you? Am I going to somehow end up on some sort of an ad or some sort of something on a fan page about learning guitar, and suddenly it's going to be you, the one listening right now, who you go, oh my gosh, I'm great at playing guitar. I could build a fan page around that. Chris Record might find it, or whoever might find it. I'm going and looking at this, and you've got a free guide or a free video series on how to play guitar, and you just give a few tips, and then you offer a product or a membership site for me or something, or a coaching program or a step-by-step solution, or you just give it all for free and just sell me the resources. I'm going to need guitars. I'm going to need guitar picks. I'm going to need sound equipment. I'm going to need everything related to learning how to play guitar. But there's a whole entire industry of guitar-related products, right? So there you go. You might be that person. It's just the ideas are endless. Once you understand the 3 C's of marketing, once you understand how to create traffic, capture leads, and convert sales, and once you have the mindset correct, that so many times I hear people say it's just, oh, it's not working, or oh, I don't have a sale yet, or gosh, I've been working all day every day. That mindset is going to kill you. If you're working all day every day, and you're not making sales, you're just doing busy work. Re-listen to this module. Get focused on income-producing activities. Reorganize your schedule. Some of you are working far too hard. If you get the mindset right, you never ever should come out of your lips, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, or I can't do this, or this isn't working, or I don't have any sales, or what is all that? That's like a baby saying over and over, I can't walk, I can't walk, I can't walk. Don't worry, keep trying. My little 1-year-old just learned how to walk. He learned how to walk, and he took his first 5 steps, and now 2 weeks later, the little kid is walking all over the house. I actually I had to put up a little baby gate, because the kid just wants to dart for the stairs and go all the way up the stairs real quick. How did that happen? You know, it's because they don't know any better, so they're not sitting there complaining about what they can't do. They're just doing it. And they're falling on their butts, and they're falling on their faces, and they're falling, and they're crying, and they're getting back up, and they're trying it again because they want to do it so bad. Do you want it as bad as a baby wants to walk? That's kind of a weird example. But that's how bad you got to want it. You got to want it so bad you're going to overcome the mindset, and you're just going to do it. I mean, right now I'm training in the gym to get back in shape. I'll tell you, it's tough. I mean, today after a full workout, I'm doing rows on the thing. It's like the trainer's like, all right, we're going to end with cardio. And he's like doing rows. He tells me a number I'm supposed to focus on the screen for how fast I'm supposed to go. I focused on the wrong number. So I thought I had to go faster. I kept thinking I was not doing it fast enough. So I went faster. I like literally ran out of breath and wanted to pass out, right? But I went and did the rest of the sets because I want it. And it's not an easy journey. I don't expect that I'm going to wake up one morning and have a six-pack. I'm not Aaron Rashkin, okay, who, by the way, has He-Man powers. So that guy could just wake up in the morning and he has a six-pack. But it's going to take work. It's going to take work. And if I sit around and complain about the process, it's going to make it painful. But if I sit around and go, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to focus. I'm going to get it done. And I'm in it for the long haul. You're going to get better. You're going to get better. And that's all internet marketing is. That's it. Internet marketing is deciding, all right, I'm going to do this. Now, if you have your own product that you want to market, that's great. If you're marketing some of the stuff that Empower Network sets you up with all kinds of stuff you can market, so you don't even have to create much stuff. They set you up with all the stuff. They set you up with products you can market, pages you can market, everything. That's why I like them. But I also market my own stuff, right? It works for anything. Once you master the 3 C's, once you have the right mindset and development, you put your systems in place, and once you get everything in place, the sales come in, you're going to feel like $1 million. Like, hey, I made my first $100. I'm not rich, but it's amazing that I went to sleep and I woke up and there's $100 sitting in my bank account for some random person in Australia or whatever bought this product. And it'll prove to you that it works. And then you scale it up. You go, oh my gosh, let me build a bigger fan page. Let me get more posts listed in Google and more videos listed in YouTube. Let me reinvest that $100 into some advertising. And it starts scaling. Pretty soon you make enough money to be able to quit your job. That doesn't mean, now here's the big thing, that doesn't mean you have an extra 40 hours a week to work your business. That means you have an extra 40 hours a week to enjoy your life. Your business shouldn't require that much. You should stick with a schedule of a couple hours of focused time every day on your business, right? And if you have more time, go start up more stuff, right? When you quit your job, that's time now for you to spend with your family. Or if you're single, go out there and find someone, or go out there and enjoy the wealth that you're creating. So I don't want to go too much longer. I feel like, it's been a little bit over an hour. I think an hour, 15 minutes, something. I feel like there's been some value here. So let me kind of bring some summary on this. First of all, for those of you that are on the edge of your seats and you want more, well, Empower Network, obviously, you're listening to this as a product in Empower Network, right? Your Empower Network has a full all the training you need. I personally have done numerous modules myself, and I'm one of the small fries in the game, right? There's people that are making millions of dollars, millions, that are training their secrets. So obviously, as far as training, if you're the type of person that has enjoyed this and you want more, obviously continue to go through the modules at Empower Network. I just got them all. Because the reason I got them all is just because I'm that kind of a guy. I'm an all-in type of a guy. I'm not a dip my toes in the water kind of guy. I'm committed to my success. I mean, there's nothing that's going to stop me from being successful for my family. So I'm going to get all the training that I need. I don't want to fall short. I don't want to get halfway through the process and be missing and not make money and go, man, why am I not making money? Because I didn't, I missed the vital steps that were in the training. No, that's not me at all. I'm the type of guy that goes all in, right? That's why I got a trainer at the gym, because I don't want to just go to the gym and be busy all day. Here's one last example for income-producing activities. Well, in the gym, if you want to be successful in the gym, go find a workout partner, an accountability partner that is more successful than you are, okay? If you're looking to change, if you're looking to lose weight or get in shape or gain weight, gain muscle, or you're looking to whatever it is, go find someone. Go start working out with them every single day. Learn from them, and don't pull them down. Bring them up, rise to the level to make their time worth it. And an easy way to do that is to go pay for a trainer. right? And if not money, then go find a friend go look at some of your friends who are more in shape than you and go, look, I got a goal to get in shape. Can I model after you? Can I work out a couple times with you? Can we set something up? That accountability, then show up, be there for them and show up. And guess what? That's who you can model after. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you are going to be successful. It's the same analogy in this type of a business, okay? That's income-producing activities. Without that, if I didn't have the trainer and if I didn't have someone successful, I'd go in the gym all day, and what would I do? I'd sit around, probably spend 2 hours there kind of wandering around, lifting weights and doing this and doing that, but I might be running around a tree all day not getting anything done. I might not understand how the muscles all work with each other. I might not understand the right stretches I need to do to make sure I don't pull a muscle, right? I might not understand the right form that I need to be using on all these things. I might not understand that a certain type of workout would be 10 times more effective for me than another. So you seek out mentorship. You seek out that help. The same way that you do it in the gym is the same way you do it in business, okay? And that's what I like to refer to as income-producing activities. Rather than going to the gym and running around a tree all day trying to get in shape, I'm going to go model after someone that's successful, right? And I'm going to go find clues, success leads clues. I'm going to find those, and I'm going to get better in the process. Hopefully that makes sense to some of you. If not, I've confused everybody, and that may happen. I'm known to talk 100 miles per hour, and at the end of the call, I go tell Peter, I go, hey, today's call was great. Did you like how I slowed it down for everybody? And Peter gets a nice chuckle out of it because I never slow it down, ever. And that's me. That's me. And but hey, at least I'm not telling some crazy weird story about, being bit by a 10-foot spider or something like David Wood is known to tell. So I got a different style. So let's wrap up the call with this. Let's wrap up the call with an action plan. Your action plan for today's module is simple. I want you to make a decision that you are going to start changing your mindset, that you're going to start reframing everything, that you're going to start attracting bigger problems in your life because it's going to cause you to rise up to the next level to solve them, okay? I can guarantee you people like David Wood who makes millions of dollars and David Sharp, I can guarantee you their problems are 100 times larger than ours are, right? Problems don't go away. People grow and they rise to the occasion to be able to handle them. So that's your first assignment. Go out there, attract some big major problems. Become a major personal development person. Get your mindset right. Get your foundation right so that when the little problems come, you're going to run right over them like nothing. The second thing is focus on your income-producing activities. Figure out for your business, whatever it is, figure out where your sales come from, where your leads come from, where your traffic comes from. Put it all down. Create traffic, capture leads, convert sales. Start backwards, but at the end you should have a forwards game plan. You should know exactly what you need to do. You should have set up your system, put it into action. Then the last part is once you see things that are working, once you actually start getting some results, you look at the numbers and you scale it up. If you see something that's working, scale it up. If something's not working, then scale it down. If you're buying ads on something like buy-sell ads, or you're buying solo ads, or you're buying an ad in a magazine and it's not working, scale it down, work on something else for a while, and come back to that later. You want to figure out what's working and scale that up. For me, it was simple. I was having my success on Facebook. Originally, it was free Facebook. Now I'm doing big fan pages. I'm averaging like 100,000 fans a month in growth right now, and I can market pretty much any product under the sun to them. I could sit there now with that kind of a fan base. I could sit there and I can literally sell T-shirts. I can literally make a T-shirt like golf, right? A golf fan page. I can literally make a golf T-shirt and sell it, make a $10 profit on each T-shirt. I can be in the T-shirt business if I want. I can sell Amazon products if I want. Anything, right? So you see what I'm saying? You go build it, right? You go figure it out. You put your system in order. You put your business in order. Then you scale it up. Once you get to the point you can scale it up, you can play with the big hitters, like Vic Strizhouse, right? Somebody who makes millions and millions of dollars in this business, or somebody like David Wood and David Sharp. These guys are becoming overnight legends in the industry. A few years ago, completely unknown. Now they're mega multimillionaires, right? Some of the best internet marketers in the industry because they learned how to scale up. They started finding things that worked on a small level. They scaled it up to webinars, and then they scaled it up to a company, and then they scaled it up to an empire, right? So that's what you do. That's the final step. When you see things that are working, you scale it up nonstop. For someone like Tony Rush, he's going to monitor his ads, and when he's going to buy some traffic, he's going to monitor those ads, and when he sees something that's converting well, if he goes spend $100 and he can flip it to $300, then he's going to scale that one up. But if he goes and buys another source for $300, it only makes $100. He's going to scale that down. That's the final step there. Okay? So hopefully today's call has been entertaining. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about me and my story. Hopefully you have learned some valuable tips to be able to help you build your business. And like I said in the beginning, hopefully one person has had their life affected in some positive way because of this call. If you have, let me know. That's the kind of stuff that fuels me. When I can know that at least one person's life has changed, it makes the time and energy away from family and away from my passions, it makes it all worth it. Again, my name is Chris Record. It has been an honor to share with you on today's call. It's always a privilege to serve this amazing community called Empower Network, where they empower people around the world. And where we're going, we're unstoppable. This thing is amazing. We're changing lives, and we want you to have your life changed along the way with us. So it's been a pleasure sharing. Look forward to seeing all of you in the social media networks of the world. Take care.
Although you're listening to a private recording in a non-disclosure Empower Network customer training, the principles and strategies in this audio can be applied in any business. Although these techniques, philosophies, and strategies may have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We report real average earnings, updated daily at empowernetwork.com/income.php. The purchase of this or any other audio is not required to earn money in our affiliate compensation plan, and you can decide to not continue to buy these forever, at any time. We hope, however, these ideas and strategies will assist you in building a profitable, long-term business. Success takes hard work, determination, skill, and consistent effort. Please refer to our average earnings at empowernetwork.com/income.php.